It's Game 65 on the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our good friends over at Zappos. The Bananas are as hot as can be. Winners of 4 straight and 7 out of the last 8 against their arch rivals, the Party Animals. Bananas now take a 34-25 record, 25-22 against the bad boys of Bananaland into our 5th game here in the Golden State. We're live from Chuck Chansey Park, home of the Fresno Grizzlies, single-A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. And this is the 2nd largest stadium we've gotten to play in on the tour. Over 12,000 Bananiacs jam-packed in to another full-capacity ball game. Here's how the Nanners align defensively from left to right. In the outfield, Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, and Vinny DeRubius. From third to first in the infield, Danny Hosley, Ryan Cox, Matt Wolf, and Eric Jones. Junior Bill Leroy is catching, and Jared Donaldson gets the start on the mound.
What a thrill to see Vinny DeRubius and Matt Wolf on the right side of the diamond tonight for the Bananas. And man, we only saw 1 trick play from the Bananas the other night. But why was that? Well, only 4 total balls were hit in the infield in the last game in San Jose. So if we see a couple more ground balls with the splitter specialist, Jared Donaldson, you're bound to see an uptick in some trick plays tonight.
Let's zoom in on the Nanners starter, the pride of Albany, Georgia, who was the best pitcher in the Peach Belt Conference a spring ago at Georgia Southwestern State University. This is what he's done across 91 and a third innings pitched on his first World Tour. He has been very consistent as the number 2 man in this starting rotation for the Bananas.
Yeah, in his last start for the Bananas, 4 1/3 innings pitched. He allowed 6 hits and 3 earned runs, 3 sprints to 4 strikeouts. You'd like to see the sprints dip down just a little bit, and 2 walk-offs allowed. It was the first time Jared Donaldson had ever pitched as the visiting pitcher, and he's still winless here in the month of July, but maybe he'll find a way to pick up his first win of the month tonight.
Nearly 2-to-1 on the strikeout to sprint ratio at 69-36. That is nice. Let's take a look at the Party Animals lineup here. The bad boys of Bananaland have Reese Hampton, Dalton Cornett, and Tanner Thomas due to swing it in the first. Jake Skoll cleaning it up. Bryson Bloomer, Joe Lytle, Garrett Delano, Dustin Baber, Sam Claycamp, and Chase Acuff will round out the lineup. We're moments away from the 264th straight sold-out Bananas game. Here's Jesse Cole to greet the crowd.
Banana Nation, it's time. On 3, I need everyone here to yell, "Start the clock." 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Did Jesse Cole just say play ball? He might have said play ball. Maybe in my mind, we have the highest broadcast booth, I think, on this tour thus far. This is the 23rd stop here in 2023. So it's a little tougher to hear what's going on down there on the diamond. Might have been a trick of the mind. I'm sure he said showtime. Or else the sky is falling. Here's Reese Hampton starting in left field tonight. 1-1 count on the man who spent 3 years in the Detroit Tigers organization after they grabbed him in the 12th round in 2018. Year as a minor leaguer for the Arizona Diamondbacks back in 2021. He was in the Atlantic League as a Gastonia honey hunter a summer ago. And in his 2nd World Tour now, nobody has been better with the stick. Hitting .384, pacing all hitters. Same goes for his .454 on base percentage and 1101 OPS.
He's as consistent as always. Hits in 6 of his last 7 games. And in his last contest, another multi-hit game for Reese Hampton in San Jose. His 22nd multi-hit game on this year's tour.
His 30 extra base hits pace all hitters. His 19 doubles leads the pack. His 9 homers lead the Party Animals. And he could be retired by a fan right here. It is dropped. Another life for our tour leader in foul outs to fans, 5 of them for Mr. Hampton.
And we saw a carbon copy of this in Game 1 in Rancho Cucamonga. An early foul ball coming back, the fans couldn't handle it, and how about this? Showered with boos, and I tell you, everybody up and out of their seat in anticipation to see if that ball would be caught.
Big payoff pitch coming here from Donaldson. Fouled off. Gives us a chance to throw one more feather in Reese's cap. The switch hitter leading the tour in slugging at 647. What more could you want from the guy? Also pacing the party animals with 57 runs scored, and Donaldson wins the battle. Like he may have tossed in a 3-2 changeup there, and Hampton, a gamer at heart, barking at Donnie as he goes back to the dugout.
Yeah, and that was an impressive at-bat for Reese Hampton and for Jared Donaldson, going 9 pitches there. And man, as much as Donnie loves his fastball and the splitter as well, decides to go with the pitch he's using a little less often, and boy, did it throw Reese Hampton off guard there.
Oh, big time. He is, when it's right, averaging probably more than 50% splitter usage. Saw a heater there fouled off by Dalton Cornett. He'll work a slider. 2-seam fastball mostly. 4-seam mostly, rather, because the 2-seam has so much movement to it. And then that changeup, an effective weapon to pull out in surprising counts to lefties. Cornett bounces it to Ryan Cox between the legs. A kiss of the banana ball. A jump out call for Vincent Chapman. Fun to see him out on the bags tonight. And Coxie has his 102nd trick play on the tour.
And that's the kind of energy you want to see out of your first base umpire when you get a nice trick play from Ryan Cox like that. After having his trick play streak of 8 consecutive games snapped, it's the first inning, he's already back in that category.
Heater behind the sizable keister of Tanner Tinder Thomas, the right fielder, in his second tour with the Party Animals, just like Cornett before him. 2018 and 2019 collegiate banana, but has gone to the dark side as a pro. Exceptionally hot lately, hitting .312, a .363 on base percentage, has 43 RBIs, tied with Eric Jones Jr. for the tour high. But Michael Deeb is going to take care of this in an easy breezy, beautiful 1-2-3 top of the first for Donnie.
3 minutes and 30 seconds for Jared Donaldson. A very efficient first inning, and we'll see how Brett Helton, the Greek god of MPI, is able to counter in the bottom half.
Nanners will just need 1 run to win the inning, and it's going to be their best 3 right off the rip. But before we look at them, let's take a peek at how the Party Animals will align defensively, trying to hold the door here in the first. In the outfield, from left to right, it is Reese Hampton, Jake Skoll, and Tanner Thomas. In the infield, third to first, Bryson Bloomer, Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Sam Claycamp. Dalton Cornett is the catcher. Brett Helton gets the start.
And it's Reese Hampton and Jake Skoll flip-flopping in the outfield after it was Reese in center and Skoll in left in San Jose. And how about this? Again, only 1 trick play for the Party Animals in the last game. It was Reese Hampton going under the leg and making a nice snag. And man, we'll see what the Party Animals infield up the middle is able to do. There's always something special you're seeing from Chase Acuff and Dustin Baber.
They are just about as dynamic a duo as you could possibly find. I'd put them right up there with Ryan Cox and whoever's playing second base, Matt Wolf and Dalton Malden. Throw Danny Hosley in there, all do an excellent job. Let's zoom in on Mr. Brett Helton on the bump, man who spent 4 years in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, 4 more in independent pro ball before coming to Banana Land as a Party Animal in the Summer Series this past August. Now in his first tour, was the most used reliever before finding a spot in the starting rotation recently.
And it was Brett Helton. Before his last start as a starter, he had a 3.14 ERA and 14 hits allowed. After that last start, now a 6.75 ERA and nearly doubled his hits allowed, now 27 allowed to Bananas batters as a starter.
Yeah, it was 14 1/3 innings, only allowing 5 runs across his first 3 starts. Had given up 14 hits, but only 2 sprints. And D.R. Meadows, son of a gun, hits in both of his first 2 plate appearances against Helton last Saturday in Rancho Cucamonga, and he is on a historic tear in his first at-bats recently.
I mean, you just cannot stop this guy. Now a 5-game hit streak for D.R. Meadows. And by the way, the 4 games prior have all been multi-hit contests for D.R. Meadows. And if he's able to get another multi-hit game as he takes off running on Dalton Cornette and is in there safely, great stolen base from D.R. Meadows. If he is able to get another multi-hit game tonight, he will have the 2nd longest streak of multi-hit games on this year's tour, only behind Jake Scholl's 6.
He would tie Dan Oberst, who currently holds the 2nd spot with 5 straight games with 2 or more hits. Now Michael Deeb, the left fielder, in his 3rd tour. Dangerous man waiting in the 2-hole. Former Chicago White Sox minor leaguer. That was after a couple years of college ball at Bethune-Cookman, which followed up 4 years of college football at Notre Dame. Another one of our exceptionally talented superhumans. Getting 314, a 380 on base percentage here in his 3rd World Tour. All of them on the Nanners side. That one through the right side. D.R. Meadows gets a stop sign. Tanner Thomas has an excellent arm. Dalton Cornette will body that ball up. No reason to get too crazy when the inning-winning run is now 90 feet away for your best hitter, Dan Oberst, with no outs.
I mean, it is a really wise decision there from Tyler Gillum. A great piece of hitting there by Michael Deeb as well. And you talk about putting it in the hands of your best hitter. When you look at the progression of batting averages for Dan Oberst over this tour, he has not batted below 300 in any month this season.
The model of consistency. 2021 Gulf South Conference Player of the Year when he was at the University of West Georgia. Spent 3 years there, following up 2 years of junior college ball at Indian River. The kid out of Largo, Florida, leading the team with his 370 batting average. Bounces that one to Dustin Baber. Throw coming home. It's not in time. Dan Oberst has his 17th walk-off on the tour. And the Nanners are up early, 1-0 after an inning.
Well, you didn't see them holding D.R. Meadows over on it first very much, so D.R. had a great jump, a big lead to come to the plate, and Dustin Baber had to field a little bit of a high chop, and it gave D.R. Meadows just enough time to get in there and score and put the Bananas on the board early.
Let's take a look at why the Bananas catcher, in his 6th year in Banana Land, had his 2nd Showman of the Night award a couple evenings ago.
That's right, it's himself, Bill Leroy, the showman of the night, and we get started here in the 3rd. It's Ryan Kellogg doing a little 3-2-2. And I'll tell you what, the catchers behind the plate, they're doing the moves too, as you can see from Bill. There's a strike from Kellogg, by the way. And now Bill coming up to the plate. Billy Squires, the stroke, going through the crowd. They're clapping along, and it's Bill Leroy blasting one out to left field. Billy barrels, walks off the 3rd for the Bananas, a 2-run shot. The first home run for Bill Leroy in over a year. We saw him go deep last in Kansas City for the Bananas. And boy, you talk about fired up. Bill just getting high fives from just about everyone. Kyle Lewig's giving him a hug. I mean, put that under things you love to see right there. Bill giving the camera some love too. Now, later in the game, it's the 8th inning. 2 points apiece. We got a tie ball game, and Ryan Cox leading off of first. Zach Blankenship on the mound. It's Bill going to left field again. This one off the wall, but a 2nd straight walk-off for Bill Leroy. The Bananas go up 3-2, and they would win it by that score. Bill Leroy, 2 showmans on the season.
And well-deserved there. It was his 3rd career professional home run as a Banana. Had 2 across the 14-game tour last year. One off of Sammy Claycamp of the Party Animals, which was Bill's first ever home run in historic Grayson Stadium. And the other, a 3-run blast in Legends Field in Kansas City in the first ever Challenger Series. That was against the Monarchs. Now he's trying to pilot a 3rd straight solid start from Jared Donaldson, as he gets Jake Scholl on the devastating splitter right there. It's 4-5-6 for the Party Animals here in the top of the second inning. And with Scully in the box, we welcome in Eric Burns to the booth. How you living, Big Tiger?
Large and in charge after last night, boys. You know that. Did Vince just wear that ball off the chest? He did.
And he's fired up about it.
What is he doing?
I don't know, but I love it.
He's not behind the plate tonight.
No.
So all of a sudden, he feels like he has a little extra energy. And he's dropped a few LBSs as well. Huh, Josh?
I mean, he's got to display that dominance out there at first base, too.
We just went ring around the rosy here.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Coxie just misses the outside corner. Randy Voss, the home plate umpire tonight. Reggie Liggins across the diamond from Vincent Chapman in the field. This is the 65th game on the World Tour. And only the 4th that Vincent has not been calling balls and strikes.
Yeah. Give the guy a little bit of a break. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's dancing over there at first base. But all eyes and all attention, please, to the upper lip of Jake Skoll, who has cut himself a fresh, furry Murray. Look at that thing. It's a caterpillar.
That fires me up.
I think he grew that thing overnight. Danny Hosley flips it behind his back to the backhand.
Oh,
Not
Hosley.
in time.
That's a tough one, man. Good on Jake Skoll, hustling down the line. Was sipping tequila with him until the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a bad challenge.
This is a really bad challenge
He's
from our
safe.
fans. Caramba.
And Tyler Gillum saying no, absolutely not. They do not want the fan to challenge.
Okay, he's not going to do it. And the Bananas have convinced him this is not the time. It's really good work from the Bananas coaching staff there. That goes in the book as a trick play missed for Danny Hosley. Only his second in 20 tries on the tour. As Bryson Bloomer hit for a tour high 9th time. He is a ball magnet. And he's going to punish his teammate from a summer ago, the both of them combining to win the second straight Pettit Cup for the Bananas.
Well, you see how he turns in
Yes.
to the baseball. When you constantly are doing that and your feet don't necessarily move super quick, it's an easy way to go ahead and... What is Joe Lytle doing? Has he always worn those glasses?
Nope. They've got a video camera in them, and that one will be seen on his social media. DR Meadows bobbles the ball in center, firing it into second. A hustle there by Joe Lytle to grab 2 bases. Party Animals down 1 in the all-important points category, but lead the second inning by a run and have men in scoring position, still no outs.
So good. Look at the boys get after it. As I was mentioning earlier, was sharing adult beverages
Yes.
with Jake Skoll until the wee hours of the morning.
He stayed behind after both the buses left.
Correct. And then he went ahead and shaved in the raccoon earlier today. So a brand new man, but we were talking about hustle plays.
Yes.
And he was saying that at some point where, I forget who he said it was, maybe Dalton Malden messing with him at second base, trying to bait him to run harder. And he didn't, he just peeled off. And he was saying that he didn't want to play those games.
Right.
Well, yet then the first play today, after we were talking about that last night, was a ground ball to second base, and they pull a tricky on him. And at that point, you saw him accelerate his speed to get to first base, and that's created this entire inning for the Party Animals. They didn't want to catch.
No. Combined with the incredible power he's got, that's the kind of speed that gets you taken 15th overall in the 2010 draft. They call him a 5-tool player.
Well, and the guy also went on to play football at University of Georgia, something we probably don't mention enough here on this broadcast.
I know. Under Kirby Smart. Eric Delano, the extra hitter, behind 1 and 2 in his second tour with the Party Animals, a 2018 Banana. Their version of Shohei Ohtani, who threw his first career complete game shutout today and followed it up with 2 homers in the second part of the doubleheader in Detroit.
The guy is not human. Apparently there's alien life all over the universe now as Delano goes down, but you saw that, right? And now, so the jokes all over the internet are basically Ohtani is not human.
Right.
I'm starting to believe that. It doesn't make sense that the dude would throw 100 miles per hour, hit 500-foot nukes, and also run just about as fast as anybody in all of baseball.
This one chopped foul down the third base line. Saw him breaking out some mean splitters in his complete game one-hitter today. Something Jared Donaldson's trying to replicate tonight.
I can barely comprehend when it comes to Shohei that I can slot him in as a pitcher one game and then slot him in as my DH in fantasy the next.
It's quite a luxury to have. This one chopped to Hosley.
Got him.
Firing home.
See ya.
Plenty of time to get Bryson Bloomer. 5-2 fielder's choice, and a huge one there as the Party Animals still only lead the inning by a run.
Great defensive play by Danny Hosley, fielding that high chop and seeing Bryson Bloomer leave the bag at third base, firing a strike to Bill Leroy, and really not a close play at all. Great tag applied by Leroy.
Yeah, Josh, you're right, man. I think the Party Animals right there made the right play, though. There's runners at second and third in that situation.
Right.
You still have a guy in scoring position. You're going to make him go ahead and field the ball cleanly, throw it home, make the tag. There's a lot of things that have to go right for the Bananas in order to get that out. That out is one of those things where you want to put the pressure on the defense, especially when you already have a run in the inning and looking to add more.
Still 2 men on, now 2 outs. And Sammy Claycamp with a 2-1 count on him in his third World Tour, second as a Party Animal. Holding down first base tonight, giving Jason Swan a well-deserved evening off.
Good pitch.
Count 2-2. Yeah, you mentioned those glasses that Joe Lytle has. Those have a little camera on them. So everything he does out here, including the RBI single and now running the bases, is being captured on video with a microphone, and he got a beautiful jump there. Had third base stolen easily if the ball had not been fouled off.
He almost touched third base by the time the ball was crossing the plate.
Yeah.
With 2 outs, is it that necessary? No, but if you could take the base, you go for it. Why? You get the third, now all of a sudden it brings a pass ball into play, and obviously it brings any sort of infield air into play too as well to score that run.
And when you think about it from a banana ball perspective as well, the ball four sprint with 2 runners in scoring position there, both of them could have come around to score on a sprint.
Yeah, exactly.
Spot on. Hosley will take care of that one. Back-to-back fielders' choices to end the frame. Party Animals do get 1 run, but they had 2 men in scoring position with nobody out and failed to add any more. So the Nanners just need 1 run to tie the inning, 2 to win it here in the second inning, as Kyle Lewig showing off one of his many talents. A little juggling down there for Cowboy Kyle, and we're up in the booth. Josh Talevsky, Eric Burns, the 11-time MLB man. And Burnsy, you were the manager of this Banana squad last year on the 7-city, 14-game World Tour. And a couple nights ago in San Jose, you got to experience it a bit as a fan on the broadcast, and then down there darting around on the field getting some impromptu interviews. How different does the Banana Ball on this tour feel compared to last year for you?
Well, it's just different because I've watched it from afar, and I feel like I'm probably analyzing everything a little bit more with clear eyes, full heart, so to speak, where when you're in the trenches, it's tough to see what's going on outside. But I can tell you that I can't be more impressed with the product, dude. Like, your guys' broadcast, I don't want to continue to wax poetic about the both of you in that, you know, I mean, that is a true caterpillar.
Thank
like,
you.
That's the definition of this
so
one.
much.
Jake's is a little bit more wormish,
right?
But that is fantastic. So it's really something that I believe in the future as we carry this forward. What's the one element that we haven't really tapped into from a broadcast perspective?
Right.
I think it's this. I really do, and I doesn't involve replacing you guys. I think you guys do a fantastic job, so I feel like it's a matter of time before this blows up, and there should be hundreds of thousands of people watching every single broadcast. I mean, that's literally how I feel, and I just love it. I told you my experience of sitting there and watching and not leaving the computer screen for 2 hours.
Right. Well, that fires us up. We appreciate you waxing poetic as much as you would like to do up here, Burnsy, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate having the guy in the booth who, you know, got 11th place in an MVP voting when he swiped over 50 bags in a season. I mean, this is good knowledge to have in the booth with us. Josh and I, unfortunately, have not accomplished that yet in life.
No, but hey, we all have our strengths, and then that's the Irishman, Baber, between the legs with a trick play. Go ahead and put that up.
Guy who did not know he was Irish coming into the tour, and then really adopted it, of course, with the beautiful red hair that he's got going on, and then through that discovered, oh yeah, I actually am Irish, so this plays.
There's a pep band. I mean, life's just better with a pep band.
That's a fact. Baber gets his 56th trick play in 60 tries. Second most only to Ryan Cox, the glove magician, and now Dakota McFadden, the DH. Will swing away.
The Dakota McFadden today was hitting absolute nukes in batting practice, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a big night tonight. And it was the type of nukes that he was hitting. It wasn't like these big, majestic shots. They were line drives that were leaving the ballpark.
Oh, my gosh. I almost used my yard card. He sends that one out to center. Looks like it ended about 15 feet short of tying this inning.
So close.
That was a good piece, though.
That's all you want. Cast off your ace swing every single time you get up there. Get a good pitch to hit. Fire away.
Third-year Banana retired, and now Danny Hosley will YMCA his way up to the dish, holding down the hot corner tonight. Hot as of late, batting average up to 278, on base percentage up to 401, and he leads the World Tour with his 21 walk-offs. Can't grab one here, but he's got the pop to tie this inning. 3 homers on the tour.
And the last time he squared off against Brett Helton, it was a first inning shot, a 3-run homer for Danny Hosley, giving the Bananas a 5 spot against him. Believe it or not, that hit for Danny Hosley in the first inning, his first hit in the first all tour.
And you wonder why we didn't have these kinds of numbers on last year's tour, Burnsy. It's because I was running the stats, and now we have Josh doing it. It's a whole different world.
Great change.
Yeah. Jake Skoll getting a little more work. Lost the ball at first. Battling the shadows. Pulls it in. Brett Helton with a 1-2-3 frame. Party Animals win the second inning. 1-0 and tie this game at a point apiece.
And a sub 2-minute inning there for Brett Helton. That's what a minute and 52 seconds in an inning looks like.
Now we got a lot of shirtless dudes behind the pitcher's mound. Not exactly sure what's happening here.
Well, normally, Burnsy, Maceo has the boys taking their shirts off, I don't know, halfway, maybe 75% of the way through the dance. They're just going to start undressed here, and now they're dancing to a little California Girls by Katy Perry and our guy Snoop Dogg.
My back itches just watching it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of bare chest on grass in my life. It never feels good.
You've done a lot of really weird things, Pico.
Correct. Like sharing what was supposed to be a hot tub was much more of a bathtub with you in Jesse Cole's house out on Tybee Island.
We need to pull up that face shot and share that with all of the people who are viewing this broadcast. One of the most impressive face shots that I've ever seen, as we were in together in the jacuzzi.
Right.
And you were on one side and I was on the other. And then I got up and got out. And when I got out, the skit was done.
Correct.
Right? And the pressure from the jacuzzi, obviously, it's spitting the water out. It was just... And Pico, it looked like waterboarding, man.
I've never been blasted in the face like that in my entire life.
Never.
And hopefully never again.
I still will get comments from people at MLB Network about that. I believe it was Michael Weiner that says, dude, this is some of the best stuff I've ever watched in my entire life. That was fun.
That fires us up. Always good to tie the network back to it. Of course, we worked on probably close to 10 breakdowns together over my 2+ years there at the network. In honor, as a guy, you were right up there with Sean Figgins and David Eckstein as one of my favorite players with my dad growing up. When you put that kind of heart and effort out there on the field, Dustin Pedroia, even though he was a member of the dreaded Red Sox, for me, a diehard Yankees fan, was up there as well. But unbelievable walking into the back office and saying, Eric, I've got your breakdowns today.
I love it, Pico. And Sean Figgins, let's give him some love. He was a former teammate of mine.
Right.
David Eckstein, Dustin Pedroia. He was on a different level, man. That guy was legit. The little dude that could. Hit him again.
How about this? Chase Acuff trying to track down Bryson Bloomer. That is his 8th hit by pitch on the tour. He's one behind the Boomer for the season high.
What a crowd tonight here in Fresno, California.
Not bad here for your home state, huh?
I am taken aback because the last time I was here was like maybe 7-8 years ago, and I participated in a home run contest. There might have been 3,000 people here.
Right.
And I don't know how many this holds, but there is not an empty seat in this entire building, plus a ton of standing room. This is just awesome. Here's the 3-2-2.
You got well over 12,000 folks that were focused in on Donnie, Wolf, Cox, and Meadows boogieing there as Hampton fouls it back.
How do you kind of explain the difference between going from a really small, intimate crowd playing banana ball in San Jose to now such a greater crowd here in Fresno?
Yeah, I will repeat what I've been telling a lot of people all day today, because everyone's like, oh, hey, 12,000 plus tonight, and super cool. And I am super excited, and trust me, we all love playing in front of a large audience. There's something about those intimate ballparks. We got something
could
here.
Make a play. Just out of reach.
Boo! Have you guys ever booed anybody up here?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I don't know when, but I know I have.
Josh, you
That
don't
feels
seem like,
right.
You don't seem like a booer.
Not normally.
Find him at a Georgia Dogs game. I mean, I know you're mostly barking, but I'm sure the boos get mixed in there as well.
Big time. Ref makes a bad call. I mean, he's going to hear it.
Can you bark on the broadcast for us?
It's going to be a ball four sprint, then we'll get the bark. Acup's going to go first to third. Hampton trying to get two bases, and he will standing as he intercepts the final toss from DeRubius to Deeb, and two men in scoring position with nobody out.
Oh,
It's about my best bark.
That's not bad.
I've rehearsed, you know.
It's like a golden retriever.
Oh.
Not quite a German shepherd,
That's okay.
but it had a little oomph behind it.
Big spot for Dalton Cornett. Bananas bring the infield in. What about this one, Burnsy?
What is that, a poodle?
It's a smaller dog. It's a smaller dog. Make of it what you like. Cornett bounced to do a trick play his first time.
So no outs in the inning. Let me take this opportunity to second guess Gillum and Viro as you get the fly ball to shallow left field, deep shortstop. What a play by Cox going back to get that. That is not an easy play when you're playing in, and that's exactly why I would not have had him in with no outs. You need 3 outs in the inning.
Correct.
When you have 1 out now we could pull him in, we could play a little bit more aggressive. I don't know exactly what they're doing because now they are further back or almost like halfway.
Yeah.
I would have done the opposite. With no outs, I'm putting them back, and then with 1 out, I'm pulling them in because you need that out. First and foremost, you need an out. You have 27 outs in the game of baseball. They're the most valuable things that we possess. I don't want to give 1 single out away on offense, and I sure as heck don't want to give them any extra outs when we're out there on defense. So when it comes to getting an out in that situation, that first out is always the biggest out to get. So that's why I would not have them in this situation, especially when I have a lot of faith in the Bananas offense to score at least 1 run in the bottom half of the inning. But here they are, Wolf's still in, and you have Cox on the opposite side playing deep. But here's the issue, like a ground ball to Cox right here, they're going to score.
Right. Acuff runs well off third. And that is a big strike two. 2-2 count on Tanner Thomas. He flew out to left his first time. Might have to do with how hot and how powerful he has been as he's able to foul off that one.
Tough pitch.
What's surprising also is not having Danny Hosley or Ryan Cox kind of on the other side of the bag as well. Tanner's been very pull heavy this season as well, which is why I think you see Matt Wolf still kind of shaded in there at second base.
Yeah, I just don't know what they're doing. It's like this chart, right, where you would go up, down, up. Like, it's kind of weird. I'll be sure to ask Viro and Gillum about it later, but None of it matters when you get the punch out.
How about that? A little backdoor action as our monitor's frozen up here. Chancey Park, an absolutely beautiful arena for banana ball. The press box Wi-Fi is atrocious, but we battle through it.
Well, just hoping the stream is coming through perfectly for all of those viewers at home around the world.
We appreciate you all watching on a Thursday night from Banana Land here in Fresno, California. Nanners have won the first 4 games in the Golden State. And now look to add insult to injury. 3 games up on the Party Animals in the tour. It's the cleanup hitter Jake Skoll who reached on a trick play and scored the inning-winning run just an inning ago. Acuff off third, Hampton off second. And Skoll ahead 2-0.
Yeah, big at bat right here for Skoll. The Party Animals need to push something across here. They had runners at second and third and no outs. For them to come up empty right here would be demoralizing and a huge swing in this game.
After scoring a run in that second inning, they had second and third and no outs and were not able to add any insurance. It did not come to bite them in the Tookus. See if they can capitalize here. It's going to be a 5-pitch sprint for Scully. Acuff and Hampton will score easily. Jake with great speed, testing the Bananas sprint defense just in there, ahead of all 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher having to touch that thing. And the Party Animals lead the inning by 2 runs as Chase Acuff going to lead the guys in a little Macarena.
That was a really good at-bat there from Jake Skoll as well. He's as disciplined as they come, the only man with over 30 sprints on this year's World Tour. And believe it or not, a guy who has not batted very well with runners in scoring position. So for him to be very patient and work that sprint to bring across 2 runs, immensely valuable for the Party Animals.
Great analysis, Josh. You drilled it.
That's Scully's tour-leading 31st sprint, as he grabs his 41st and 42nd RBIs, 1 behind the tour lead.
Did you guys notice the outfield cheat in tremendously once he had 3 balls on him?
Danny Hosley avoids Skoll across the diamond just in time. He's putting on a clinic defensively. Well, in a tie game in the all-important points category, Party Animals threatening to take the lead. They have 2 runs here in the 3rd inning. Nanners will need 2 to tie it, 3 to win it. And we'll be back in the booth with Eric Burns after Jesse Cole leads us through a kiss-off. Take it away, Jess.
Best kiss. So first, our first couple here. What's your name?
Skylar.
Sam.
And how long have you guys been married?
2 months.
2 months. They made it. They made it. All right, let's see what a 2-month kiss looks like. All right. They still got it, which is good. Now, who do we have here?
Kari.
Chris.
Kari and Chris. How many years have you guys been married?
17 years.
17 years. Not too bad. All right. Let's see what you guys got. Oh, all right. That's actually kind of skilled. I like that. All right. And finally, here, your name.
Francis.
John. Francis and John, how many years have you guys been married?
52 years.
52 years. And Francis, it's your birthday today. You better give her a birthday kiss. Here we go. Oh, you better. Oh, the leg is up. Oh, they're shaking. They're still going. What is happening? Oh no. I saw it grab back. She's still going at it. All right. Fans, you're the judge here. Isn't our couple 2 months? Hey, they still got some love. I like it. What about 17 years? Or 52 years, Francis and John. And there you have it. You guys still got it. Let's hear it for our 3 couples and our winning couple, Francis and John.
Well, the kiss-off riveting as per usual as you get a look down at Chancey Park, home of the Fresno Grizzlies, single-A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, although since this place was built in 2002, only over the last 2 seasons has it been single-A. It was triple-A for all the years before that.
As it should be.
Yes.
Gorgeous ballpark.
Bottom of the order for the Nanners. Need 2 runs to tie it, 3 runs to win the 3rd inning. It's Ryan Cox, Bill Leroy, and Vinny DeRubius due to swing it. Matt Wolf in the 10-hole in the pit. And a 3-1 count on the Nanners shortstop. Batting average up to 285. His 4 triples pacing the team. Maceo Harrison boogieing on first as Coxey gets under that one. Tanner Thomas hardly has to move and is there for out number 1.
You're wondering if Tanner Thomas was going to pull off a trick play there. And you saw a 4 or 5 step back pedal right at the end that he didn't anticipate.
Right.
So really, I was out there with DR Meadows today. I was going to show you the video that I just posted on Instagram in my story time, but it was DR who caught a line drive today. It was the most impressive one I've seen. Pulled the backie, no hands, landed it on his feet. And I was really grilling him about what it took to make those plays. And he said, it's about getting in a set position. And then from there, he's able to control his body. So if you have any movement before, he described one of them like doing a gator where you're running up, if you're running in to get a ball, and then you have to try to do it back, like it's really difficult.
Yes.
So once Tanner Thomas kept backpedaling, I had a feeling there wasn't going to be anything that would happen.
And the Party Animals, losers of all 4 games here in California, going back to the North Carolina series. They've lost 7 of 8 in a row after dominating the vast majority of this tour. I wouldn't doubt, unless they are 100% sure they're going to nail a trick play, that they're going to try and nail down those all-important outs. As Brett Helton fools Bill Leroy. You don't see that very often. Only the 11th strikeout on the tour for Bill. And Helton looks like he has Zach Blankenship's walking stick and has used it as a wand. He full abracadabra Bill. And I think he just cast the death spell from Harry Potter on him.
Good on Bill playing along, because you're right, he doesn't strike out very much coming off the big night in San Jose where he had the homer, he had the ball off the wall. That was vintage Bill Leroy that I saw last season, and I know he's struggled from a slug perspective.
Yes.
This year, but he is still one of the most, if not the most valuable member of this squad. You guys know that.
Boy, 3 straight devastating curveballs from Helton. With the 4-seam and cut fastballs and changeup, that rounds out the arsenal. Vinny DeRubius gets another one, finally takes it. Nanner's right fielder, very hot as of late. Small sample size, but he's up to 310 with a 396 on base percentage on the tour.
And hits in 3 of his last 3 starts for the Bananas. So you're liking what you're seeing in the limited sample size from Vinny.
Dude, what is that?
I think that was a changeup, righty on righty. That thing was nasty.
It's devastating. Typically, if you're a right-handed hitter, you expect everything working away from you when you go a right-on-right matchup. So when you have something that's going to come back in the other way, you just swing right over it, and that was exactly what happened. And good on Brett, man.
Party Animals lead 2-1. We'll be back with Bernsey in a second. Let's take a look back at what was happening on July 27th a year ago, this day in BTV history.
Wow. That's some crispy, tasty bacon. Wow. Yeah, Reginald Horton would be proud. Okay. Hey, the grills are in mid-season form, Brett. Good work. Yeah, he's a pro's pro. Really good work. All right, we've got a couple takers here.
Millie, want to try some? She's kind of picky, but she likes it.
Oh, no. That's a reject. 0 for 1 on the bacon meter. We have a new pooch walking Bryson Bloomer up to the plate, 3 for 3 now, and some new bling to take off of him. And we check back down with Tyle Hankins, our first base coach. What's going on down there, Tyle?
Vico, I got the wrong first base coach. This is not Tyle Hankins, buddy.
What did you do with Tyle? How'd you end up out there, Josh?
I'll never say what I did with Tyle Hankins.
It's gotta be one of the great mysteries.
Good night, Bloomer.
One of the great mysteries of Bananas TV.
You want to see what I would have done on first base, by the way?
Please.
Okay, here's what I was thinking. A little bit of a...
Yeah.
And I dropped the mic, hand the receiver.
Give the folks a come on.
I got a big one right here.
Big one coming. Oh, it's on. It's on.
Come on!
Good work, Reg.
Oh, to be a viewer of the Bananas Coastal Plain League broadcast, Bernsey. Different time.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely time for a change.
Now, what'd you think of the dance moves there from Josh while he was coaching first base?
I absolutely thought they were horrific.
Yeah, they're nothing like Vincent Chapman, who's about to break into a little boogie here.
And there go his glasses. Jeez.
I want to run into that kind of dark alley. He's got some martial arts skills clearly, as now he does what he does best, throws the hat off and shaking that tush at a rate that is hardly perceivable with the human eye.
And I think that might be the biggest ovation of the night thus far for Vincent Chapman, the first base umpire tonight, which is now only, let's say, the fourth time, but this is actually, has he umpired on the bases before? We know he hasn't been behind home plate 4 different times.
Correct. This is only his second time umping down the first base line. The other 2 games he wasn't behind the plate was because of the 2-game suspension he was handed out after the fracas that finished up at the end of the Tulsa game. Which, by the way, I think was one that you covered on your Instagram. Went through that. It's, you know, some folks may say not safe for work, but boy, oh boy, is it funny to see Burnsy's breakdowns of Banana Land and anything else in the world of sports, or the world for that matter.
Yeah, we need to do more. Nice play by Matt Wolf. Adam Viro has repeatedly said that Matt Wolf, believe it or not, is the Bananas' best infielder. He has crazy hands, crazy skill, so it doesn't shock me. But it'd just be tough to take that away from Ryan Cox at this point.
That's a fact.
But it goes to say what the Banana coaching staff thinks of Matt Wolf and the fact that he's out there playing second base tonight.
Lytle had an RBI double his first time. He's retired. Now Garrett Delano, who struck out swinging.
Nobody wears shorts like him. Those are just fantastic.
I know. He had a start against you guys in West Palm Beach last year where him and Mr. Oberst, and I'm sure a handful of other players on both sides, got after it pretty good the night before. He was sleeping it off in the locker room and then came out and absolutely dominated, and you were not too happy about it.
Well, look, Delano and his grape smugglers, there's something about when you lose to a worthy opponent, and not to say that he's not a worthy opponent, he is.
Right.
But it just makes it sting a little extra when he's out there and he's got the belt buckle and drilled the left.
Gosh. That ball smoked. Michael Deeb able to track it down as he crashes into the wall.
Good piece by Garrett right there.
Guy can hit the ball hard.
He can.
Bernsey, how difficult for you as an outfielder, a guy who played just all over right, left, center, you haven't. I mean, how hard is it for Michael Deeb to kind of go back and make kind of a jumping, running catch like that?
Well, it's all about the first step. So just like I teach the Let Them Play boys, just a travel organization that we created, it's about the hop on the first step and creating depth, where a lot of times you'll see outfielders cross over. And so if he made a crossover with one of those steps, he'd be in trouble. But the fact that he was able to get back right away, create some depth, then get back to the ball. Once you get there, that's the easy part, is catching it. It's all about putting your body in position. Everyone thinks, oh, it's a real difficult catch. The catching part's easy. It's about getting to the position to allow yourself to be able to make the catch.
Peter just misses. 1-2 count on Dustin Baber, who bounced into a fielder's choice his first time. It's those liners that are straight at you, at an outfielder, where you're trying to figure out which way you're going to turn.
Correct.
Always gave me the toughest time.
Yeah, I think the thing to do right there is think about like a little jab step, and then I always like to get low. As soon as you come up, same sort of thing. It becomes a little bit more difficult to read, but if you stay low, somebody catch that.
Not caught.
We should do rebounds.
You like rebounds?
Yeah. Well, unless I was the one to hit it.
Correct. The hitters wouldn't love that.
No. I do love the fact that Matt Wolf is on deck in a barrel.
Cut and a miss. Jared Donaldson has his 4th strikeout And his second 1-2-3 frame of the night. Niners just need one run in the bottom of this fourth to tie the game in the all-important points category, which means it is time for the third largest hey baby in Bananas history here.
Let's do it.
Only the two in Victory Field in Indianapolis were larger. Pair of 15,000 fan crowds, which we will rival this coming Saturday in Sacramento.
And let me correct myself because Matt Wolf is about to be on deck in a barrel.
Correct. He was currently at second base, but
Oh, I knew that.
now he's there.
I was just staring at the barrel.
Yeah, I was too. I saw Kyle hiding behind it. Thought maybe he could be tucked in there somewhere. Have you ever gotten in Matt Wolf's barrel?
No, but there's a good chance I will tonight.
It's that's a great tease. It's delightful, man. It's pretty snug in there. I actually shared it with Maddie in Daytona this year.
How easy is it to get in the barrel?
Very easy. It's pretty sturdy, especially for a smaller guy like myself.
I mean, you're limber. We're both limber fellas. It
Yes.
doesn't take much to just jump right in.
With an affinity for climbing. You know, Burnsy, you mentioned the let the kids play teams that you've got, and of course that's a big reason why you couldn't sign on for an 87-game tour across 8 months. Those teams have been incredibly successful. Biscuit and the boys absolutely tore it up again this year, as they always have, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We had an 11U team as well as our 12U team. The 11U currently ranked number 3 in the country.
That'll play.
Our 12U was ranked number 5 in perfect game. So
Yeah,
they might shift a little bit. They both ended top 8 in the PGI, which is a perfect game invitational national championship. But most importantly, we have 8 teams now. We're spreading the love of baseball. We're teaching what we like to think is the game the right way, a free and fearless mantra mentality we want the boys to have. A lot of what I learned in banana ball, guys, is how I coach the team and how I have now instructed these coaches to coach the team. I actually wrote a book just recently, have not been released yet, but it's called Let Them Play, a coaching, parenting, and teaching guide to youth sports. And for each one, we have 22 codes of conduct. 22 codes of conduct for the players, parents, and coaches, which we expect our coaches, parents, and players to adhere to. There he goes with the backflip. That baby Wolfie. So it's been special, but it's about taking something and knowledge, something we learned as he gets a knock up the middle. No, dang.
Chase Acuff stealing Wolfie of what would have been his second hit on the tour in 9 plate appearances.
That's it. 9 plate appearances for Wolfie, huh?
Actually 10, 9 at-bats. He was hit by a pitch as well.
Okay. Well, he's a guy that plays the game of baseball with the love and vigor that I think we would all hope our kids to play it with. And I think the issue with travel ball, obviously, that everyone could point to is the fact that it's awfully intense at a very young age. And you want those kids to love the game. And you want to make sure that we're teaching the game the right way because that's the only way they're going to love it.
It was travel ball when I was 15 years old that convinced me playing baseball probably isn't the best path, but talking about it, that might do. So there are lessons that can be learned. 3-0 count on DR Meadows. Singled and scored the inning-winning run in the first.
And he's just shaking it and taking it.
There's the take, it's down.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, he slipped.
A little wipeout. But that's okay. He can be content with just 1 base on the sprint because he is 33 for 39 in his stolen base attempts, including 1 for 1 tonight.
Oh, look at Michael Deeb coming from right field. He's sending it. What's he wearing? Is that a sheet?
Yeah, toga of sorts. I think this is Hercules.
I love it. And he is Hercules.
Oh my gosh, you kidding me? Look at him belt it out. That's what the acting classes at Notre Dame will give you. A showman at heart. Deeb, a single his first time.
He's got to be out of breath, boys.
Yes. And he's as vicious a competitor as you can find on the tour. Really prefers not to be a part of any kind of entertainment that is going to take away from his skill on the baseball field as a competitor.
That's why I'm surprised to see him doing it, but he's playing it up, and good on Brett Helton giving him the opportunity to catch his breath and picking over to first base.
Four more affiliated guys facing off here. 2-0 count on Deeb. Dior Meadows on first represents the potential inning-winning run. That one shot foul.
So I was on first base the other night with DR Meadows.
Yes.
And was in his ear talking about stealing and what we were looking at.
There goes DR. And he's 2 for 2.
Hey, here we go.
He will stay put, not testing the great arm that Jake Skoll has, but the potential inning-winning run 90 feet closer.
So what I was discussing and trying to give the fans some insight with is you want to look at that front foot, and as soon as you see that front foot heel go up, that's when you go. But the magicians out there, which we got plenty,
Yes.
will lift the front foot real quick and then throw over to first base. So you have to look out for the Bach move.
And that's what you mentioned on the broadcast. And in front of the 4,000 fans in San Jose. Payoff pitch cranked down the right field line. DR rumbling around third. This will do the job. He is Hercules. Michael Deeb walks off the fourth inning. We're tied at 2 points apiece.
Really cool. Deep's over there bowing to the crowd as the Bananas are swimming and doing what they do.
And just outstanding work by Michael Deeb, being able to work that at-bat, going 6 pitches there, being able to catch his breath and get a good pitch he liked from Brett Helton. This is a guy now batting over 400 on the season against the big righty for the Party Animals.
Yeah, Josh, look, man, that's not easy to full send sprint from the 335 pole all the way down to home plate. I'm an endurance athlete. That's what I do now. That would not be easy for me. That would be my strength, I guess. If there is a strength I have left here in the baseball element and world. But for Deeb to do it, he's not a guy that's built for endurance. This is a super quick, twitchy, power clean dude that just all of a sudden, like you said, Josh, he collected himself. And I think, again, Brett Helton did him a favor by picking over to first base.
Bananas Foster. And tonight we have the honor of celebrating the Trigueros family. One of the hardest things in foster care is when siblings are split up. But often they are sent to separate homes, sometimes across the state from one another. This family advocates for siblings to be kept together and often takes in placements with many children in order to do so. Their last placement was 5 siblings who they just helped successfully reunify with their biological family, which is always the first priority with foster care. Over the last 5 years, while being licensed, William and Joel have brought in 20 children into their home and have adopted 3 siblings from foster care and are in the process of adopting their baby brother so that the 4 siblings can stay together. Fans, please stand and help us recognize this amazing family for all that they do for the kids right here in this community and their families.
This is as cool a moment as you can find in Banana Land when we get to honor these real-life superheroes. And when you look at the Trigueros, I mean, unbelievable. They just reunited 5 children with their biological family. They've now about to have adopted a full family of 4 here as well. It's really cool, and the group hug just fires us up.
Get emotional, man.
Yes.
That's really awesome. That's what life's about.
Shout out William and Joel.
You know what else life's about, boys?
Let's get down there and getting after it, huh?
Yep, and that's where I'm heading.
Burnsy, an absolute honor as always, my dear friend.
Dude, let's run it back in Sacramento, boys.
Can't wait.
I feel this trio's going somewhere.
Oh, couldn't agree more. And we can't wait to hear you running around doing all kinds of crazy stuff tonight. See, maybe you get a little lumber in your hands as well, huh?
You never know. I got one more thing for you guys, though. See ya!
There goes Burnsy. Legend of the game. And one of the greatest we've ever been blessed to have in Banana Land.
I have a feeling that's going to become a running tradition every time Burnsy's up in this booth. That's the signature sign-off.
Oh, my gosh. You've no idea how many see-yas I heard across the 2022 Banana Ball World Tour. It's really good stuff. It's just not every day that you can have a guy who spent 11 years in Major League Baseball up in the booth with you, plus a guy who was made for Banana Ball. I mean, the entire time played with so much love and joy and energy and passion.
And I mean, you feel the love and the passion when he's up here in the booth with us, but you can just see it. You can see that hunger in his eyes to get down there on the field, man. He's just got to do it all. And if that's not Banana Ball, I don't know what is.
Couldn't agree more. We've had an excellent game thus far. Tied at 2 points apiece. Bananas have won the first and fourth innings. Party Animals the second and third. Jared Donaldson out for his 5th frame of work. He has 9, 10, and 1 in the Animals lineup. Sam Claycamp, Chase Acuff, and then at the top, Reese Hampton. Claycamp bounced into a fielder's choice his first time. 1-1 count. And the man in his second tour with the Party Animals, his 3rd in Banana Land.
And filling in more than adequately. He has been phenomenal in these spot starts for the Party Animals. He's got at least 1 hit in each of his last 4, and 3 of those 4 games he's got extra base hits in.
And such a beloved leader throughout his 3 professional seasons in Banana Land. You even go back to his 2018 collegiate summer as a Banana, that he was anointed player coach on this 2023 Party Animals team. Alongside his head honcho, Mike Vivacis, also in his 3rd tour, although all 3 of them have been with the Party Animals. And make it another ball game with a hit for Slammin' Sammy. Guy is seeing the ball very well.
And the thing is, I was talking with Sam, and he told me that he really does love being able to start a little bit more now for the Party Animals. Even was talking back on his Atlantic League days about just the opportunities when he got to start versus his pinch hitting roles. He just talks about how pinch hitting, an incredibly difficult thing to do. But when he's able to get these starts and see a guy a time or 2 through the order, he feels very comfortable and very dangerous at the plate.
Well struck ball there by Chase Acuff. He lines out. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run a couple innings ago. And now Reese Hampton at the top. A strikeout, a 2-base sprint, and a run scored of his own. Yeah, Claycamp, a Columbus, Indiana native, played a couple summers with the Lexington Legends in the Atlantic League, alongside Brandon Phillips and company. And last year was a lot closer to his hometown, playing for the Schaumburg Boomers. Full-time Banana Baller these days as Reese Hampton tempts fate once again. That one outside of the parameters here in Chuck Chansey Park. Claycamp, of course, a guy who played under Tyler Gillum in his first year as a Bananas head coach back in 2018. So he's a disciple of the green light special base running system. He's used it to swipe 3 bags in 3 attempts on this tour.
and he's a sneaky base runner. We say this about a lot of guys around here in Banana Land, but it really does apply to Sam Claycamp because every so often you see the Party Animals insert him as a pinch runner, and that's when you see that uber aggression come out for Claycamp.
One for one in his entire independent professional baseball career in stolen base attempts. It was in Schaumburg last summer that he finally ran and he was successful. Donnie traps that, fires to second, cocks back to first, not in time to turn two. But Donaldson will take the lead runner as he now has 2 outs.
I think that's a very fair trade-off and a great play by Jared Donaldson being able to stab that ball. And you saw it took him a minute to get the ball out of the glove and over to second base. Kind of a low throw is probably what robbed the Bananas of a double play there. But of course, with Reese's speed, you never know. He probably would have been in safely regardless.
Yeah, you get a man tied for the team lead in stolen bases now aboard. Hampton and Bryson Bloomer, both 18 for 23 on the tour. A pickoff behind him, Hampton back standing. Dalton Cornett has grounded out and popped out, both to Ryan Cox at short. And a 3-0 count now. This is where things can be fascinating when you talk about banana ball strategy. Hampton with great speed could take off and have a great jump on a possible sprint in scoring from first.
And that is such a smart move there by Jared Donaldson, deciding to do a little pickoff move over there and keep Reese honest before delivering a 3-0 pitch.
And he'll do it again.
I mean, sure, it slows down. It kind of disrupts what could be a low MPI for you, but you're in the point of this game where you're just trying not to give up runs as he gets a big swing and a miss there from Dalton Cornett.
I was about to say DC3 taking all the way. Evidently not. Still in the driver's seat. 3-1. Hit a mile high. Vinny DeRubius in hot pursuit. Eyeing it up and will make the catch. Thinking about a trick play, plays it safe. And Donaldson has his 3rd scoreless inning of the ballgame.
That's where banana ball feel comes into play, something Eric Burns touched on in San Jose. As much as Vinny may have liked that ball and wanted to do the trick play there, it's about getting the out and getting Donnie out of that inning.
As you look down on the beautiful Chuck Chansey Park here in Fresno, welcome up into the broadcast booth. He is Josh Chalevsky. I am Biko Scala. Thank you so much for watching here on Thursday night as we come to you live from Fresno, California. Whoa, show these puppies off, Josh, literally. We have some stickers and the message on a beautiful, vibrant note card here. It says, we just wanted to send some love to the BTV crew. Thanks to y'all and the rest of Banana Land for spreading so much joy. Dash Maggie and search and rescue Canine Tanner in quotes banner, which is at SAR_K the number 9 Tanner on social media in case you want to investigate. P.S. If you ever lose someone in Ohio or Northern Kentucky, give us a shout.
Now, I don't mean to test your literacy skills here. I believe that is Tanner Banana.
Correct.
Yes, and as you can see, some just incredible stickers. Canine Tanner, nice artist rendering. Ski mask Tanner. Tongues out Tanner. And once again, I mean, this one might be my favorite sticker of them all. I mean, if this Tanner doesn't fire you up, come on now.
It's going to be a doozy deciding which one of these goes on my laptop. Oh my gosh, that is a problem for after the broadcast. You can see where you can get fan mail to us if you want to send your stickers of your canines to us. That is actually what we're looking for more than anybody, and thank you so much to Maggie and company for finally figuring that out. Although we have loved everything we've seen, this is a doozy.
I mean, send us dog pictures, send us cat pictures, fish pictures, whatever household pet you may have.
We love animals, and we love banana ball. As we're locked in a 2-2 tie into the 5th inning, Dan Oberst takes a big front door curveball from Brett Helton for strike number 1. It is 3-4-5 for the Nanners. Here in the bottom of the 5th, they just need 1 run to retake a lead that they only held for 1 inning so far tonight. Dan walked off the first inning with an RBI fielder's choice ground out. This one on a couple hops to his St. Pete friend, Chase Acuff. Takes care of him, and a good start to the bottom of the 5th for Brett Helton. Now it'll be Eric Jones Jr. Grounded into a trick play at the hands of Dustin Baber at second his first time.
And you see that trick play from Chase Acuff there going between the leg. This is exactly what we expected. A couple more ground balls, and these Party Animals infielders back to doing their thing as EJ lifts one into shallow right, and it's Tanner Thomas charging in and making a good catch.
Acuff now 29 for 30 on the tour in trick plays. Most trick plays on the season for somebody who has made just 1 or less mistakes on such attempts.
And has the highest success rate as well.
Dakota McFadden flew out deep to center field his first time. Nanners DH with a 1-1 count on him. One popped right side. Sam Claycamp throws off the cowboy hat and will make a basket catch. Another easy breezy, beautiful inning for Brett Helton, who checks his wrist. He wants to know the time, Josh.
It is a 1 minute and 46-second inning for Brett Helton, which is a great mark nonetheless for the big righty.
Yeah, Josh was trying to get that down to the people. 1-4-6. He was emphatically pointing out with his hands, but by the time Helton was done pointing to where a watch would be on his arm, unfortunately, I think he was looking at the ground coming off the field.
But I think Garrett Delano might have been able to receive what I was trying to transmit to the people down there. You know, it's especially considering, again, on the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, led by Zappos, highest elevation we've ever had in the press box. It's not that easy trying to transfer that kind of content down there.
Well, I appreciate you putting the Party Animals in front of the broadcast. I mean, you were out there just so focused on them getting this information.
It's my love of the game.
That's a fact. As we honor all the military members, both past and present, in the 3rd largest Banana Ball game of all time, we pass that on to everybody watching along with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us in Banana Land for the 65th game of the tour, the 50th between the Nanners and the Party Animals. Zach Phillips, the new man on the mound. You see what he's done in 11 2/3 innings. He had an amazing start to his Banana Ball career, but most recent couple outings, both of them starts, the Party Animals have figured him out.
Yeah, and it's because Zach Phillips is a strike thrower, which on the surface seems like a very good thing. But it's in the same kind of thing that happened to Brett Helton in Rancho Cucamonga his last start. Throwing too many strikes and the guys being able to catch a few too many barrels because they know those pitches are coming in at you. For Phillips, it's all about just being funky out there out on the mound, being able to mix in a couple balls, maybe get some chases from these Party Animals bats. And by the way, only one of his earned runs on the season has come in relief. So we've seen him very good when he's coming out of the bullpen for the Bananas.
27th round draft pick by the Kansas City Royals back in 2019. Spent 4 years in the organization. Was thrown for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals in Springdale, Arkansas in Double-A a summer ago. This guy was built for Banana Land, though. This ball cranked. Front door bender handled by Tanner Thomas, although robbed of extra bases by his counterpart in right. And that would have been a special extra base hit if Tanner Thomas could have found grass.
Yeah, it's Tanner Thomas on a real hot streak for the Party Animals. He came into the month of July with 4 doubles all season. He's now on a pace, 5 straight games with a double for the Party Animals right fielder. And by the way, give Benny DeRubius credit, a great jump. Something Eric Burns was talking about a little early. It was that first step from Benny going out to right center where he was able to make that catch.
Now it's Jake Skoll, the cleanup hitter and center fielder. Reached on a trick play miss, scored the inning-winning run in the second, and had a 2-run, 2-base sprint that drove in the go-ahead runs in the third. Combined 11 years of minor league experience between Phillips and Skoll, and Zach wins the battle with a devastating bender there, the curveball nasty.
It wasn't just a great breaking ball there from Zach Phillips, but again, great job messing with Jake Skoll's timing. You saw kind of a double leg kick, maybe a toe tap in there as well for Phillips, and this ball getting away, and a great job Bill Leroy playing that off the backstop, and a wise decision, Bryson Bloomer deciding to stay in that box and continue to bat here against the Bananas lefty.
Another one to the backstop once again. A convenient ricochet for Bill Leroy. The boomer hit by a pitch his first time, grounded out to third in the third. The 2-0 count, now 2-2. Phillips battles back with a pair of fastballs, working quickly. Fouled off. That one not caught by fans. This one lifted deep out to right center. Vincent DeRubius will make the catch. And a 1-2-3 frame for Zach Phillips. From the booth to the field for Burnsy. Well, we will see him getting some impromptu interviews over the next couple innings. And now we get to chat with the man in the yellow tux, Jesse Cole, owner of this here organization. Thank you so much, as per usual, for joining us. Now, Jess, we have had 4 games in California. They've all been back and forth. Nanners have won all of them by just 1 point. You must be happy as a clam so far here in the Golden State.
Yes, the Bananas are playing well, but I think the biggest thing that we've seen is the response from the West Coast in California. I mean, Fresno here, 12,000 strong. It's been unbelievable, and I know everyone's thanking us for coming. Well, we're thanking them for their support. This has really blown us away.
Yeah, how cool is it down there on the field to be in the middle of the second largest crowd thus far on the tour?
I mean, I think this is 3 times what Grayson Stadium is, and to see how far this has come in 7 years, it's really special. And, you know, the guys are just in the dugout, just looking around and so excited to be a part of this. And what a great finish to California, Fresno, and then Sacramento with 14,000 on Saturday.
Now, as blessed as we are to have Vincent Chapman usually behind the plate, how much fun has it been for you to see him putting on a show out in the field tonight?
You know, I challenged Vincent before the game. We spent some time together in rehearsals. I said, Vincent, we get people that reach out to us all the time. They want to be a part of this organization. And I said, wherever you are, be the best at where you are. And I told Vincent, I go, you be the best dancing first base coach in the world. And he's the only one, so he doesn't have much to live up to there. But I'll tell you, he's been outstanding, and he's been moving all time. And I think, you know, he's got a future there as well.
Oh, I could not agree more. Jesse, we got a 2-2 ball game, 4.5 innings left. What's your prediction?
My prediction, I'm going to mix it up. It's going to come down to the last inning here in Fresno, and it's going to be down to the wire. I'm predicting a Bananas win.
As all 4 games have been so far here in California. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Thank you. Love you, Biko.
Love you too, Jess. There goes the man, the myth, the legend, alongside his wife, Emily Cole.
Yeah, but I need this for his.
The whole reason Why what started as a college summer baseball team in 2016 now has over 120 of us on the opposite side of the country, and in front of, as he mentioned, over 12,000 fans here in Fresno tonight. Brett Helton out for his 6th inning of work. As Danny Hosley on a hop to Chase Acuff, backhand deep in the hole. Great stretch from Sammy Claycamp. And out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Boy, that is a bigger out for Brett Helton than you'd expect. Danny Hosley coming into this game 3 for 3 against Brett Helton in July. Now 0 for 2 tonight. And Chase Acuff, a great job ranging into that shallow outfield grass. And once again, it's Sam Claycamp in the limited time you see him at first base with a fantastic stretch.
Ryan Cox put some good mustard behind his ball in play the first time, but a little too much launch angle, ended up flying out to right. Well, hit the ball a mile high. And as Brett Helton saunters off the mound and now slides back on for a little 6-2-2 action. Bryson Bloomer and Sam Claycamp grading in the background. Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jake Skoll breaking it down. And this ball sprayed foul by Ryan Cox. Kyle Lewis, as the man who has performed more 3-2-2s than anybody in Banana Ball history. What are your thoughts on that one?
It's a good, it's a good dance. It's a good song. I like adding the corner infielders, especially gritting. I think anytime you can gritty on the field, it's a hit with the kids. And nobody does it better than Bryson Bloomer over there at third base.
Boy, Ryan Cox will sheathe his sword. Here's Jesse.
The world's tallest hitter. Please welcome Dakota Stilts Albritton.
Ryan Cox spent 3 innings tied with Bill Leroy and Dalton Cornett for the tour low in strikeouts. Would not last longer than that. That is his 12th on the year compared to 12 ball 4 sprints. And now the tallest man in sports, Dakota Albritton, takes ball 1. Randy Voss says he wanted that one higher from Brett Helton, and there it is, fouled straight back.
And this is the second time we've ever seen Dakota Stilts Albritton face off against Brett Helton. And so far, it's the big man on stilts with the upper hand. He's 1 for 1.
Dakota has been incredible on this tour. That one fouled off, now a 2-2 count. If he had enough at-bats to register, he would have the 3rd highest batting average on the Bananas. Can't complain with that. And he has a full count now.
I mean, it's a small sample size, but his ability to even draw ball 4 sprints and even collect a hit by pitch makes him an above average tour hitter to this point.
And he works a sprint. Helton not happy about it. Party Animals need all 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher to touch it before it is live. Dakota will take 1 base. And here comes Bernsey.
What's it like being the tallest player in the world?
It's pretty nice, I must say.
What's the view like from up there?
I'm looking at all these beautiful people. Let's go!
We love you, Fresno!
I don't think the speaker system in Chuck Chansey Park has ever handled the energy that Eric Burns brings.
Yeah, how was your time up in the booth with him?
Incredible as per usual.
Yeah.
He sets the bar high.
I will try to live up to his golden standard in the booth, but I got to say.
Oh, Vinny DeRubius, dead center field, and snagged by Jake Skoll. That was a good ride there from the Italian Stallion, just not quite enough oomph to get it over the 400-foot sign in dead center. What were you saying there, Kyle?
Well, yeah, Vinny struck that one well. I think we're going to get together to talk about the buzzword, which really stinks because that means I got to get close to Josh, and that kind of leads me into my point that I was wanting to bring up is I was going to try and hold up to Eric Burns' standard, but I just, my energy's low, and Josh is kind of sucking it out of me, so.
So you chose violence right off the bat here tonight, Kyle. Thank you so much.
He chose it. I didn't have any other choice. He already made the choice for me.
Before we get to our buzzword, Josh, your response.
Kyle, I was just going to say that you don't have to do anything to earn our love and respect when you come up here on the broadcast.
I wish those words didn't fall onto deaf ears.
Wow.
Let's get into this buzzword,
Okay,
boys.
so to enter the competition for a chance at a free pair of Hokas, you have to click the link in the description on the video or in the comment section here on YouTube. Fill out all your contact information, and then in the buzzword section, you will put, drumroll please, Growlifornia.
Oh, Growlifornia, one word, Growlifornia.
Correct.
Growlifornia.
How'd you do it, Kyle?
Where does that come from?
It comes from the big building right behind.
That makes a lot of sense. What is that building?
It's in left field. I
Yeah,
couldn't
what
tell
is
you.
that?
You've stumped me.
I'm not sure.
We'll let our YouTube and K Club
Yeah.
audience decide that one.
Yeah. I like what they got going on over there. The growl, the G with the, it looks like a bear paw. It's good stuff. We're in growl country, I guess you could say.
It was worthy of being our buzzword tonight. As we have brought Banana Ball to the San Joaquin Valley here in California. We enter the 7th inning, locked in a 2-point apiece tie. Nanners won the 1st and the 4th. Party Animals the 2nd and the 3rd. 5th and the 6th have been scoreless. And now Joe Lytle taking a little time to shake off that foul ball.
Yeah, and I was talking with a fan in the elevator on the way up here to the press box, which is a doozy to get up here from the field, by the way. It's a maze.
It's not easy. Lytle sprays that one into left. And he is now 2 for 3 on the night. He had an RBI double that won the 2nd inning.
And I was chatting with them, and the man asked me how I thought this show or this game was going. And, my response was just like the other 4 games that we played in California. We're going to do something different entertainment-wise and on the field-wise every night. But all these 4.5 games so far in California have been thrillers, to say the least, I'd say.
I put the 4 games played so far here in the Bear Republic right up there with 4 straight games from any other part of this tour. It's been incredible.
I don't know. The first one in West Palm was pretty good.
Well, yes, but I'm saying, then you would have to include Game 2, which was also amazing.
Yeah.
But both games in Daytona.
Oh, we got a catch.
That is an incredible play by our fan on the second deck. He retires Garrett Delano. Foul out to a fan.
No glove, no problem for that fan. That ball fading towards the suite stands, and it was the fan making an incredible grab. Boy, that is a big first out for Zach Phillips. And here's Bernsey with a little discussion with Delano.
A brief one at that, understandably so.
Yeah, that was a great catch. As Josh mentioned, no glove wear, just 2 bare hands. Caught it as soft. I think he could have caught an egg, how soft he caught that. It's remarkable. It was like my kids at camp catching water balloons. It's just how you teach it. As Dustin Baber's going to house a 12-ounce beer of some sort.
Makes sense.
It's, what is today? Thursday?
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, I keep forgetting what day of the week it is. I feel like we've been in California for 2 years. 2 great years, though. Really enjoyed it.
It all blends together as thank you very much to everybody who took part in the mustache poll on YouTube. Josh, you are our victor.
I feel like, some of our audience might be a little biased, but nonetheless, I really appreciate the love. Thank you.
Who else was in this poll?
Mike Vivacis.
Matt Malatesta.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe Joe Lytle.
Goodness gracious. How'd you come out with that title?
That's what I'll be asking myself till the end of my days.
Lytle leads off first. Big cut and a miss from Baber, who bounced into a fielder's choice and has struck out so far tonight. Both those at-bats were against Jared Donaldson. Now the count even at 2-2 on the Party Animals second baseman.
Hey, Kyle, by the way, I received a text from my mother this morning, and She told me to play nice with you today.
Don't bring your mom into this. This is between me and you, Josh. I love your mom.
I wanted you to know that.
Don't try and get onto my soft side and bring her into this. It's between me and you, bucko.
It's a sprint here as Baber will be content with one base. Lytle goes first to third. Here's Bernsey.
Irish luck. That's about it right there.
Well, the Irish secret sauce, too.
And there he goes once again. Well, of course, your mom was the first to enter the fray. Vicky got in there early on.
Yeah, she really holds me accountable, as Reginald Horton would say. She likes when I'm nice to everybody, and I feel like I am a nice guy. But, you know, sometimes it's hard to be nice to Josh.
Jason Swan doing his best Tupac impersonation. Oh, yeah. How about the party animals all doing the Reggie as his backup dancers?
Yeah, he's busted out a couple new moves. Oh, he's got it going full bore out there in front of Bananas dugout.
Correct.
He busted out a couple dance moves while I was down there running balls for the first half of this game that I've never seen before. He was doing the Vincent. He did some kind of Egyptian point thing.
Nice.
Not sure where he's getting these from.
He continues to evolve, both as a motivational coach, the hardest working man in sports, and a dancer. His true passion. Quick 0-2 count on Swanee. Pinch hitting here for Sam Claycamp. Backdoor bender, fouled right side. Not caught.
Can't win them all.
Josh, off the top of your head, have we ever had 2 foul balls caught by a fan in the same inning?
Ooh.
I do not believe we have.
I concur.
I triple cur.
Thank you, Kyle.
No, I was agreeing with Pico, not you. I feel like this is a good ballpark to get some foul balls caught, though. I mean,
yes,
both with the capacity and, you know, the right and the left field line. That netting doesn't go up terribly high, so it's got a good chance.
That one on a hop. Matt Wolf to second. Cox to first. A twin killing when Zach Phillips needed it most. He's out of a first and third jam. Party animals fail to score.
That is an incredibly huge play by Matt Wolf, a guy who you see get the spot starts at second base and a defensive specialist for the Bananas. That ball nearly in his overalls, and he got it out of the glove over to Ryan Cox, and a great stretch by EJ to double off Jason Swan and get Zach Phillips 2 scoreless innings of work.
And that ball was scolded.
So we decided to give a few fans a chance.
Incredible play there by
see what they can do.
Man, normally trick pitching out there.
So let's start. We've got
dominating second base. A reminder that your buzzword in the Hoka giveaway here in the 7th is Growlifornia. One word. Let's throw it down to the young professor, where Noah Bridges is going to do some TikTok dances with some fans.
I know you're not shy in front of crowds. Let's see what you got. Wow. The spirit is strong with Pastor Dave. All right. How did we feel about McKenna? How did we feel about Taylor? And how did we feel about Pastor Dave? See you on Sunday, Pastor. Here's your winner, Pastor Dave, everybody.
Now batting for your Savannah Bananas, our resident bat trickster number 10, Alex Ziggy Ziegler.
What a time for the kid out of Butler, Pennsylvania, to get his first plate appearance tonight. We enter the bottom of the 6th inning. We're locked in a 2-point apiece tie. Brett Helton out for his 7th frame of work. Talk about bouncing back from his worst outing of the year in style tonight.
Yeah, really good stuff from him. And also, I need to...
Dribble to the left side. Bloomer takes care of it, but the throw high, and Ziggy's aboard on the E5.
That's back-to-back at-bats getting on base.
Yes.
With the big bat. That's good stuff. I was going to give a shout-out to the man that did the TikTok in between innings. The dads can continue to just be stellar.
Yeah, that's okay.
How do you do it? I feel good, baby. That's good. You are good. Woo! Give it up!
As Malachi Mitchell pinch runs for Alex Ziegler over on first base. Once again, a reminder that the buzzword is Growlifornia. It is growl, like a grizzly would growl.
That is GROWLIFORNIA.
There it is. That's the whole thing. Good job, Kyle.
I'm just glad it's not chocolate.
Aren't we all? To the top of the order we go.
Do you guys think maybe, I don't know how long I'll pitch on Saturday. Hopefully it's 9 innings because that's what I try and do every time.
Right.
But if it's not, I would love to pop up here and maybe do a little spelling bee.
Ooh.
After I get done pitching. I can tire myself physically, and then I would love to put myself through the mental ringer of trying to spell rigorous words with you two.
Kyle, do you think you can spell Chancey Park?
Chancey?
Yes.
I don't even know how to say it correctly. And I'm trying not to look at it right now. I know there's a K somewhere.
This one tapped to the right side. Baber was covering the bag. He recovers really well about faces and is able to get the grounder. Malachi off on the pitch.
I just saw it on accident. So I feel like we have to throw that word out. It's kind of like spelling my dad's name in the front. You just mix the C and the K, and then it's Chancey from there on out. I'd give myself a 50-50 shot of getting it.
The potential inning-winning run on second base, and Michael Vitamin Deeb, 2 for 2. Couple singles, the second of which walked off the 4th inning.
Yeah, I was about to say, how about Deeb going the distance in the toga and walking it off for the fellas?
There goes Malachi. He's picked off by Brett Helton. And now Acuff chasing him down. The Deke unsuccessful from Flash the Kid. And the potential inning-winning run no longer aboard.
Yeah, really good job by Brett Helton just deciding to turn back. Malachi Mitchell thought he had Helton timed up there. Thought he had got off when Helton was about to deliver the pitch, but instead spun around. And a good job by the Party Animals in that rundown defense trying to get Malachi there.
Deep tried to end the inning in one fell swoop. He does have 3 home runs to go with 3 doubles. Check that. 3 triples and 13 doubles. The rule of 3s for the man in his 3rd World Tour. Davie, Florida native, now ahead 2-1. Kyle, to brighten your spirits after your team's potential inning-winning run was taken off of scoring position, and now you will not win the inning at all. Dustin Baber, second trick play of the night. 57th on the tour. And we'll get to that in a second. How about Brett Helton bouncing back from what was a disastrophe of a start on Saturday night in Rancho Cucamonga. He's been incredible here. We'll talk with Kyle Lewigs about the question I so desired to ask him after the Stilts race. This is a new one. Young Professor, take it away.
They're going to be taking on Stilts. Stilts is going to have a little bit of a head start at second base, but they've got to pile onto each other's shoulders and race the tallest man in banana ball. The first to make it to the finish line will win the Stilts race. Gentlemen, are we ready? Stilts, are you ready? Then on your mark, get set, go! Stilts is going, and they're stacked up. We got Matthew and Tice in the lead. Oh, wait, got to drop, got to pick up. But Hudson and Max are going to go. Stilts is smoking him out there. He is just waiting. He's been doing this forever. He knows exactly what to do. But here they come. Max and Hudson are coming in hot. Stilts, you better pick it up. There he goes. Oh, my God, he's fast. Not only is he tall, he is also fast. Give it up for the winner of the Stilts race, Stilts, and all of our contestants here.
Sign me up for some more Stilts races across our final 22 games of this tour.
Yeah, not sure if I understand the Stilts getting the advantage of starting at second and the teams of two starting at first. I feel like Stilts is very experienced. I think we can maybe start from the same base.
Right.
Or even give them a head start.
I personally think you put the fans on some Stilts too.
That might be a liability, but
completely even the playing field.
How tall are these Stilts? Are they as tall as
Yeah, it's got to be regulation size.
What is regulation size?
5 feet tall for Dakota.
Really?
Although 4 feet tall were the Stilts he employed on the first 2 tours.
And we got a new man on the bump, Connor Higgins. Pico, I'm dying to know your question. I'm literally shaking.
Okay, so real quick, got to take care of our housekeeping with a little less than 22 and a half minutes on the clock. It is 10-1-2 for the Party Animals. That ball not caught. Good attempt, though, by a kid leaping with his glove. Acuff has been hit by a pitch, scored a run, and lined out to center field. Reese Hampton and Dalton Cornett at the top of the order, due to swing it after the Party Animals shortstop. Higgins, a 5-year man out of the Los Angeles Angels organization after 3 years at Arizona State. Coming to the Bananas via the Perth Heat in the Australian Baseball League this past winter, where he was their closer. Fastball, slider, changeup. Usually mid to high 90s with the heater. And it's a full count on Acuff. Payoff coming from the 6'5" southpaw. That ball blasted down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It's foul. Good piece there for a guy looking for his first tater on the tour.
Yeah, Chase Acuff getting the hands in on that Connor Higgins pitch. And you saw Baba able to keep it fair in Rancho Game 3. Unfortunately for Acuff, not able to keep that one inside the foul pole.
Danny Hosley takes control, will make the grab. And out number 1 in the 8th as Reese Hampton comes up 0 for 2 on the night with a 2-base sprint and a run scored. Kyle, how gosh darn good does it feel to say that you guys have won California?
It's awesome. I mean, it's probably the biggest state, just visually on the map outside of Texas.
Correct.
So we've got that going for us, and I think that gives us a 2-state lead in the series.
You're up 5-3.
Granted, we might be kind of have our backs against the wall in our home state of Georgia, which is a little tough, but it's awesome. I think it really helps the guys play loose and play free these last 2 games. It also frees us up for some opportunities to do some more stuff entertainment-wise. The game that we probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
And we're playing some good ball, so it's fun in the locker room to keep things rolling and seeing how many we can win in a row. Which leads me into a question for you two folks. This is probably the longest winning streak for the Bananas on tour this far. But what is the longest win streak for either squad this tour?
I'm speechless.
Now remember, I don't know the answer.
Right.
But I feel like from the Bananas currently has to be up there.
I'm thinking we may very well be on it right now.
Yeah. You think the Party? I want to say they threw 3 together, maybe.
They have thrown 3 together.
Yeah.
But 4 I am not quite sure of.
Hampton under this one. Vinny didn't quite have the right spot to pull off a trick play on that one.
I mean, I definitely feel early on in the tour they ripped a couple 2s or 3s back to back.
They won game 2, game 3, and game 4.
Yeah, I do remember that, but we won the first one. If you don't win the first one, you can't win them all.
Fact.
That's beautiful logic.
Thank you.
Dalton Cornett pokes that one through the shift and is 1 for 4 on the night.
The shift giveth. and the shift taketh away.
It's a fact.
But the shift should not be banned. I was trying to make that rhyme, but I couldn't. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything good with it.
Valiant effort. The
shift shall not be banished. I came up with that one on my own.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Cowboy Kyle, you're a real wordsmith, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can't believe
I don't know how I do it sometimes.
2 count on Tanner Tinder Thomas.
No,
you guys don't.
Okay.
You guys don't
give
hold
me
back.
That look.
I mean, we're 1 pitch away from potentially giving the boys a chance to win the inning in the bottom half here going into the 9th, and 1 out away from me.
Oh, our time goes so quickly. Josh and I are looking at each other like we're both growing ears off the top of our scalps.
Yeah, what is going on right now?
Because we don't know if that was a wild pitch or a pass ball.
I'm gonna say pass ball.
Looked like a pass ball to me. Kind of a weird one.
But as I was saying, I mean, we're 1 out away from me leaving the booth.
Yeah, time flies when we're having the absolute best time of our lives. That went out of the entire ballpark.
Tough to catch him up there unless we got a cameraman.
You know, I think the people could hear who was stumbling upon that one first, Josh. That's why, you know, just a little jive here and there. Not that I would say that you didn't get it first, Kyle. I would never say that to you, man.
I didn't hear anything Josh said.
You rarely do.
Big K there for Connor Higgins. Strands Cornett on second base. And we've got a 2-2 ball game heading to the bottom of the 8th. How about this? After a point was scored in each of the first 4 innings, we are Brett Helton coming out for his 8th inning of work and making it a scoreless one away from 4 straight innings without a run coming across.
And this is where you see the dominance of that Bananas bullpen really coming into form, as Zach Phillips hasn't allowed any runs, neither did Connor Higgins, and that was a great outing from Higgins. You really like to see a guy who comes in, doesn't allow any ball four sprints, and is able to pitch himself out of a situation where you have a runner in scoring position and then you get a big punch out.
Always nice when you can follow up your Division II All-American, the best pitcher in the Peach Belt from a spring ago, with a guy's couple lefties to handle the next 3 innings who have a combined 9 years of minor league baseball experience. Kyle Lewis, it has been an absolute blast, and what a beautiful sight here to send you off on.
It's beautiful. I'm going to try and sneak down there while the lights are off so I don't get tangled up in any kids or anything like that before I can get back to the dugout to do ring dudes. Pico was an absolute blast. I had so much fun with you, and can't wait to hopefully do a spelling bee with you guys after I'm out there pitching on Saturday.
See ya! Thank you so much, Cowboy Kyle. I mean, it started, I saw what happened when he walked in. You backed up and you backed right into him.
It was a complete accident.
I think it was initiated by Kyle, I gotta be honest.
Oh, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
My mom is not going to be happy tomorrow.
I'll tell you what. Listen, Margaret, he tried his best. You tried your best, Josh.
Yeah.
You know? Unbelievable. You were really the bigger man tonight.
I've been trying, you know, that's what this California trip's been about. Again, I entered just a boy, but I come out of this a man.
Yeah, that's what the Golden State will do to you.
A man.
It was insanely cool to see the 3rd largest yellow on this 2023 tour, which will be topped in size by Sacramento in 2 nights. But we are where our feet are. Boy, this has been a special ball game here in Fresno.
It's been a really cool game. Great to see. Kind of a pickup in trick plays tonight. And we've seen some really good MPIs across the board from a lot of these guys. Zach Phillips with a sub-3 inning in his first inning in relief, and Brett Helton with 2 sub-2 innings and another 2 sub-3 innings.
And that's what the Greek god of MPI does. He's got the heart of this Nanners order here, 3, 4, and 5. Dan Oberst does not get cheated on many swings in his life. It was the same there. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Did have a walk-off RBI fielder's choice to win the first inning. Grounded out to short in the 5th. Helton, man snagged by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 9th round back in 2015. Spent 4 years in their organization, making it up to AA. He was with the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks in the American Association each of the last 4 years, as well as playing in the Puerto Rico Winter League. A little action with the Milwaukee Milkmen, also in the American Association, who the Bananas will challenge in September. Guy's been all over the place in his first tour as a party animal. Nobody has appeared in more games as far as pitchers go for the bad boys of Banana Land than Brett Helton. That one in on the hands of Dan Oberst. Disgusted with himself, thrown out by his 2021 Coastal Plain League Bananas teammate, Bryson Bloomer.
I think that broke the bat there of Dan Oberst. Good job, Brett Helton, going in on the hands of Dan Oberst and getting him really not able to drive that ball out at all. And surprising to some that Brett Helton may be out here in the 8th inning for the Party Animals, but the 2 innings in which he's allowed walk-offs tonight only recorded 1 out for the Party Animals, and he hasn't even reached 80 total pitches in this ball game. So he has been wildly pitch efficient. He's only faced 5 batters tonight and had plate appearances go 5 pitches or more.
It's been tail of the tape for the Bananas quite often this year, as they love to swing the lumber. And Party Animals pitchers, especially a guy like Brett Helton with a nasty 4-pitch mix as he takes care of Eric Jones Jr. Here's Jesse.
Your on-field reporter, but former Major League star, please welcome Eric Burns.
Helton makes former Mariners and Twins minor leaguer look silly on the curveball. And now he faces Burnsy. This is Eric Burns.
Help. It's been a while. Do I swing at the first pitch, yes or no?
I was going to wax poetic before I realized he has a microphone on him.
See the ball of his hand. Keep it simple. See it. Ah! Woo! Little 2-seam run on it. That was really nice. Appreciate you coming right at me. Does he throw another fastball, or is he going to break me off? Fastball? Everyone say fastball! Fastball! Let's get another fastball. See it. Oh, it's going! It's going! Get out! Oh, that's called throwing knuckles, folks. Oh. Okay. Now, do we steal? Number 18, Danny Hosley.
Eric Burns is officially 2 for 3 in his Bananas career. One-0 count on Danny Hosley.
2 down. Back. Whoa. 5. Yeah, thanks. Watch front knee. Watch front knee with a wicket. Here we go. Here we go. That's a strawberry. It's my fellow Irishman, though. Thanks, bro. Well, that was fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we head to the top of the 9th inning, it is time to cast your gaze upon the scoreboard. Heading into the 9th, the score is 2-2, evened up here. But here's the thing about the game of banana ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. That means this is as high stakes as it gets, Fresno. So make some noise and welcome to the final inning.
All right, Fresno, California, we need your energy right now. Follow along and get ready to pump those fists in the air. If you're ready, let me hear you scream.
Take a look at the 9th inning rules that the young professor Matt Grafer just explained. Every run that is scored in the 9th will count as a point, which does not do much for us here as we're already in a tie game. So whoever wins this frame is going to win the ball game outright. If neither team can find an advantage here in the 9th, we'll go to tiebreaker showdowns. Jake Lialios, the ring dude on the Party Animals dugout. Our guy, Cowboy Kyle Lewicks, his counterpart for the Nanners. And DJ the Invader will come on in to pitch. 4th man to throw it for the Nanners. After Donaldson goes 5, Phillips goes 2, and Higgins goes 1.
Yeah, and it is DJ the Invader, arguably at his strongest for the Bananas since the start of this World Tour. He's prone to giving up some hits here and there, but he has stepped it up tremendously at leaving runners stranded on base for the Bananas, and a guy who has worked very quickly, 3 minutes and 51 seconds, the average MPI for DJ, and one of the guys in the top 5 all-time fastest banana ball innings leaderboard.
DJ gets the middle of the order for the Animals. Jake Skoll, Bryson Bloomer, and Joe Lytle, 4 through 6. And the Big Boppers, who have a combined 15 home runs. Scully 0 for 2 on the night. Hustled out a huge trick play missed in the 2nd inning. He came around to score the inning-winning run on a Lytle double. And then he had a 2-base sprint that pushed in the 2 runs that won the 3rd inning. So he's been in the middle of both points earned by the Party Animals tonight. Struck out in his lone at-bat against Zach Phillips. The Invader throws 4-seam, 2-seam, and cut fastballs. Gets a towering fly ball tracked down by Michael Deeb for out number 1.
And that is a massive first out for DJ the Invader. Jake Skoll on the season batting over 500 against the man who we still know what planet this guy's from, but regardless, getting that out and now going up against Bloomer and then Lytle, you've got to feel comfortable getting that one out of the way early.
Now it's Bryson Bloomer, plunked his first time, a ground out and a fly out since then. DJ seems like currently controlling or drone with his mind. That's according to our coordinating producer, Chad Reese. So Nick Keldy no longer on the sticks, and we have just encountered another extraterrestrial talent from the Invader. To go with the 3 variations of fastball, he'll throw a slider, which you saw just there, and a changeup is his best pitch. Some would say otherworldly. Danny Hosley lets the ball come to him. And great job by Eric Jones Jr. Brings down the hammer on Bryson Bloomer, who we hope is okay. Party Animals third baseman a little shaken up after that tag.
Yeah, and that was a good job by Danny Hosley, catching one that was laced off the bat there of Bryson Bloomer. And you saw the throw a little up the line, and it was Eric Jones making a great tag, and
Bloomer thought he was safe. Vincent Chapman just let him know he was tagged out.
That's exactly what I was getting confused about too. That was a great job. Now I can say it officially. Great tag by Eric Jones Jr. on Bryson Bloomer there.
Incredibly athletic play for a man who was the Seattle Mariners bullpen catcher a summer ago. Off speed just misses the outside corner. Joe Lytle having a great night. Which has been said a lot as of late. 2 for 3. And the inning-winning double in the second I just spoke of. He's grounded out and singled in the 7th. That one could have been a pass ball steal of first base, but Lytle wants to swing the lumber. He does not have a steal of first on the tour yet.
And it makes a lot of sense that Joe wants to swing the bat. We've got a multi-hit game from him tonight. 4 of his last 8 starts have been multi-hit games. When you're swinging the bat as well as Lytle, you want every AB you can get. But he will draw the ball for a sprint, and time to see if the Bananas can hold him to just 1 base, and they will. I mean, Joe Lytle had to put on the brakes hard there.
He slammed him, did a little bit of like a 50% split power slide, about 30% of the way to second. And a smart idea to reverse course, as he is the potential go-ahead run. And Garrett Delano 0 for 3 on the night. Just about as powerful a man as you can find in Banana Land.
Yeah, and Delano put a good swing on a ball earlier in this game, but Michael Deeb able to track it down and make a phenomenal catch. We'll see how Delano faces off against DJ. The last time he saw him,
this ball is foul. Goodness gracious. That thing was all the way out of Chuck Chansey.
And that was what Garrett Delano was looking for. I believe he got that changeup from DJ the Invader, which was the pitch DJ got him to strike out swinging on the last time. This one a little more up in the zone. And boy, Delano just missed his 2nd home run of the tour, and a go-ahead home run for the Party Animals, no less.
That one gets to the bottom of the zone. Garrett disagrees with the call made by Randy Voss behind the plate, with a 2-2 count nonetheless, with 2 outs and Joe Lytle leading off first. That one fouled off of Delano at that, who has 0 padding with his shorts and a lack of shin guard.
Cowboys don't need it.
Garrett has struck out, lined out deep to left field. Michael Deeb made a lunging catch, tumbling into the wall. And last time up, fouled out to a fan. A couple tough luck at bats tonight for the 2018 Banana. That one foul. Garrett, alongside the Bananas' 3rd baseman tonight, Danny Hosley, a finalist for the John Olerud Award in college when he spent 4 years at Brown University and finished up at Mercer, one of the best 2-way men in college baseball. Another 2-2. Popped up. Cox and Hosley giving chase. They run out of room, and the fans cannot make the play. Another life for Delano. .30 seconds left on the clock. You can forget about that, though. It only comes into play if it runs out before you get to the 9th inning. This one lifted right side. Delano playing with fate once again. The crowd to its feet, and they once again cannot corral it.
Yeah, Garrett Delano is always a pretty tough at-bat for the Party Animals. And just, it doesn't surprise you that he's a guy who's able to do this. And he's an aggressive swinger at that. So not a guy who's necessarily looking to draw a ball for a sprint here. He wants to put that ball in play and try and bring across a Party Animals run. As Joe Lytle takes off, the hit and run was on. And another ball obliterated foul by Garrett Delano.
That was an easy one to declare foul, much different from the one that he barely missed a 2-run homer on. Although that one crushed nonetheless. The kid out of Callahan, Florida, putting up a heck of an at-bat. Another 2-2. Cut and a miss! DJ the Invader survives. And the Nanners just need 1 run to win this game. Here's the young professor.
the Invader and the boys in yellow have managed to hold off the Party Animals in the top of the 9th. That means, ladies and gentlemen, that all they need is one run to walk this off. If we are tied at the end of this inning, it will set up a one-on-one showdown tiebreaker. No matter what happens, you can feel the excitement. Get loud, Fresno, because this is it!
All right, Fresno, California, your energy's
amazing. It was a battle for the ages with the potential go-ahead run on base. DJ the Invader and Garrett Delano just went toe-to-toe in an incredible at-bat.
I mean, I'm sure DJ wasn't looking to have a 6-minute and 7-second inning there, but you go in a 10-pitch battle there against Garrett Delano and come away with the strikeout and keep the game tied at 2 points apiece, you're going to be pretty happy.
And it was the slider, the tool of choice to finally get the job done. As Bananas throw foam balls at the second largest crowd on the tour, only behind Indianapolis. The good folks in the Big Raisin have been incredible tonight. Over 12,000 Bananiacs make up the 264th straight sold-out crowd on our 23rd stop of the tour, 30th city ever to get Banana Ball. And now taking center stage here in Fresno is Drew Gillespie. Man out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, who spent the first 3 years of his collegiate career at UNM, the Lobos, and then transferred to Southeastern University, where he won an NIA championship. He has 7-8-9 for the Bananas, and as Ryan Cox, Bill Leroy, and Vinny DeRubius all hope to be the hero here in the 9th. Coxie dribbles that through the left side of the infield. A classic Ryan Cox base knock. And the potential game-winning run is aboard. Nanner's shortstop is 1 for 3 as he is pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of that lately for Ryan Cox, doing a great job of just being able to slap a ball the opposite way, a la Ichiro Suzuki. And now the Bananas getting to turn to Malachi Mitchell, their fastest man on the bags, to try and win them this ball game.
Malachi caught stealing in his lone pinch running opportunity tonight. He was fooled by Brett Helton, who deserves a massive round of applause for pitching through 8 innings. He will get credit for 6 1/3 due to the 2 walk-offs, in which in both innings he combined for 1 out. But what a battle for a guy who gave up 8 runs in 3 innings in his previous outing, and what a devastating mistake by Drew Gillespie. Malachi gifted third base. And the son of the Olympic sprinter Dennis Mitchell shows out the good genes as the game winner, now 90 feet away for the 6-year Banana Bill Leroy.
And that's the kind of pressure and things that you get when you put Malachi Mitchell into a ball game. You see him already dancing around first base. Gillespie decided to give him a look and threw that one wide of Jason Swan, who has entered the game at first base, coming in for Sam Claycamp. Just a series of events that's very unfortunate for the Party Animals. And now it is Bill Leroy with the chance to be the hero for a 2nd straight game for the Bananas.
The showman of the night in San Jose fouls it straight back. He has to look for 2-seam, 4-seam, cut fastballs, a changeup, and a curveball from Gillespie, who will also fire it in at 3 different arm angles. Predominantly 3/4, but he'll go over the top, and he'll go sidearm as well.
And in such a critical situation like this, with Malachi leading off third, as Bill sends this one into the stands, and the fans unable to corral that one. The Party Animals have moved their infield in. If a ball gets hit to any of them, they are going to try and fire that ball home as quickly as possible to gun down Malachi and keep this game at 2 points apiece.
Bill with a very rare strikeout in his lone at-bat tonight. He was pinch hit for by Dakota Stiltz All-Britain. Last time around the order, Bill Leroy through the left side. The Bananas captain walks it off. The Bananas win Fresno and have taken all 5 games so far here in California.
Stay hot, Bill Leroy, a big base knock to win it for for the Bananas. And this is a guy who, again, hasn't had the best month of July, but he is swinging it just as good as anybody. A home run and a double in San Jose, and the game-winning single tonight in Fresno.
Nanners are 35-25, and now 26-22 against their arch rivals. They continue to increase their lead over the Party Animals, and every time they get a game, it's the largest margin in the win-loss column that they've had against the Animals on the tour. Let's throw it down to Mr. Bill Leroy.
One last time, coming to the mound to celebrate a Bananas win, myself, Bill Leroy. Up next, we have our wonderful coaches, Coach Adam Byron and Coach Tyler Gillum. And of course, our entertainers, fastest man in Banana Ball, Flash the Kid Mitchell. Our rodeo clown, trick pitcher, Matty Wolf. Our bat trickster, Mr. Alex Ziegler. And the tallest man in sports, Stilts. And last but not least, our dancing first base coach, Maceo. We have our pitchers and reserves. Starting pitcher of the night, Jared Donaldson, Christian Dearman, Kyle Louise, DJ the Invader, Ryan Kellogg, Matt Malatesta, Connor Higgins, Nolan Daniel, and Zach Phillips. Holding down the first base position tonight, my dear friend, number 3, Eric Jones. You know him, you love him, call him maybe. Number 9, Savannah Bananas, heartthrob, Noah Bridges. The slugger, coming up with the legend, Reginald Horton, Mr. Danny Oberst. Coming to the mound, the YMCA man, number 18, Danny Hosley. Our trick shortstop, living up to his name with many tricks tonight, number 6, Mr. Ryan Cox. The doctor, call him if you need help, number 5, Mr. DR Meadows. Coming up singing his own song, Songbird of our generation, Miss You, Love You, check it out on Spotify, Dalton Malden. Bringing the flavor to the mound, the Italian stallion, Vinny DeRubius. Beating his chest, coming to the mound, number 24, Dakota McFadden. The groovy man, wearing a toga tonight and getting a hit, number 7, Michael D. And last, but certainly not least, our social media star and our greatest showman, number 8, Jackson Olsen.
Jesse Cole with heartfelt remarks for an incredible crowd on hand tonight here in Chuck Chansey Park in Fresno, California. What a run it has been for the Bananas here in the Bear Republic. California has treated the Savannah Bananas oh so well. They sweep all 3 games in Rancho Cucamonga. They win a thriller in San Jose on Tuesday night, and somehow they pull this one out 3-2 in Fresno. 5-0 in California. You cannot complain if you are a Nanner.
Well, if there were any doubts before, we can now officially confirm this is the longest winning streak we've seen on the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour.
Right.
And how about the Bananas, man? The bullpen, strong as ever. You get it from Phillips, you get it from Higgins, and you get it from DJ. I mean, DJ especially hot of late, but Phillips kind of struggling out of the rotation, and Higgins just having some back and forth outings. To see both of them have strong performances is great for the Bananas. And then it's the Party Animals bullpen for the 2nd straight night, unable to keep the Bananas offense at bay. The Bananas walking it off and winning 3-2 tonight.
And boy, it collapsed awful quickly there for the Party Animals. Once again, we have to commend Brett Helton, who bounced back from by far his worst outing on the tour, a guy who had been excellent across his 3 starts up until what occurred last Saturday in Rancho Cucamonga, which I think also could kind of be, penciled out to be the Bananas, the away team, for only the 6th time on the tour. They start rolling. We talked about the stat. The first 6 guys in their order, 11 hits in 12 plate appearances. Just mind-boggling stuff. Helton dominated them and gave the bullpen 7, 8, 9 in the bottom of the 9th inning. But all it takes is a little seeing eye single, a 2-base error from Gillespie, and Bill Leroy sending it right through that 6-hole, just like Ryan Cox did to start the frame.
And it's really hard to say what the Party Animals should have done in that situation. Of course, you had Brett Helton pitching very well, but they turned to Drew Gillespie, who, before coming into this outing, went 4 innings in relief, allowed 2 runs. This was actually in Rancho Game 2, coming in for Brett Helton once again. Allowed 2 unearned runs to the Bananas and kept the Party Animals in that game to make it a close game into that 9th inning. It was a smart move to try and turn them, but really it's the error that's costly.
It's so easy to be a Monday morning quarterback in any sport, but you look at this ball game. You have Brett Helton had just thrown 4 consecutive scoreless innings. We have seen him go this deep in games before. He had actually gone out for a 9th inning earlier on this tour, and now, you bring another arm. As great as Gillespie was last Saturday, you look at how bad Helton was, and it's just, you never know what you're getting out of the bullpen. You knew that Brett Helton was on a roll, and you could always bring in Gillespie or anybody else out of the pen if somebody gets on board, if you get into a spot of trouble there in the bottom of the 9th inning. But obviously, we saw what happened. The Nanners, on just a couple seeing eye singles and a big 2-base error, walk it off. They have now won back-to-back games, 3-2. That's kind of the magnificent part of this whole California trip, is the Nanners have won all 5 games and have won them by 1 point each every single time.
We've had some 4-3 games and some 3-2 games so far. It's the Bananas victors in all of these games. And man, once again, you talk about the Party Animals, kind of the decision to handle the 9th inning. It very well could have been a thing where you put Brett Helton out there for the 9th and you let him keep going until maybe he allows a base runner of some sort, whether it's via the sprint or via the single, and then immediately have the other pitcher come in for him.
The Party Animals don't do that, and they pay the iron price. So, as you mentioned, first game here in California, a 6-5 win for the Nanners in 2 rounds of showdowns, then back-to-back 4-3 wins, now back-to-back 3-2 wins, and this will all wrap up Saturday night in Sacramento in one of the largest Bananas and Party Animals games of all time. We'll actually have a couple more thousand folks in there than we even were able to jam into Chuck Chansey Park tonight, which was over 12,000 to begin with, and an incredible showing from the great people of the San Joaquin Valley and everybody else who descended from around the country and the world here on Fresno. Before we shut this thing down, we have a pair of Hokas to give away, Josh. Drum roll, please. Erica Greenleaf, incredible name. Erica Greenleaf, congratulations on having an awesome name and a free pair of Hokas headed your way. Okay, for our great people in Savannah who are 3 hours in the future and have been killing it across this West Coast tour, it is our director, Ben Powell, calling out all the right shots, and Griffin Ellis, our technical director, executing on said direction, plus a beautiful brain in his own right. On audio, Katie Duke on the ones and the twos tonight. The score bug handled by Michael Basista. The graphics, Julia Massey. The statistics on said graphics by Mr. Mikey O'Connor. It is a three-headed monster and the best graphics team in the Northern Hemisphere. On replay tonight, Mr. Keegan Woods. No challenges for Keegan, but giving you everything you wanted to see twice and thrice to you said times. Now, here in Fresno, California, on the first base camera, it is Taylor Finneran. On the third base cam, Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of BTV, a dynamic duo that I would put up against any base camera folks in the entire world. On high home with us up here in the booth, Mr. Clayton Franklin. On the low first base camera, it is Mr. Chris Haynes. On the high first base camera, it is Henry Campbell. Oh my gosh, we got 3 first base cameras tonight. I don't understand how it works, but I absolutely love it. Our moderators in the chat, Scott Thompson and Colbite _. Thank you so much to everybody who is participating in there with Scott and Colbite. What an incredible time it is in the chat. And our drone flying extraordinaire, Mr. Nick Keldy, aka DJ Squints. Our video legend, Chris Sachi, cooking up the Showman of the Night award for Mr. Bill Leroy. Our YouTube king, Zach Bro, and our Zappos / Cake Club queen, Millicent Bean Supreme. It takes an absolute army to put this whole thing together, and they are all incredible. A huge thank you to Jonathan Bravo with the Grizzlies, who set us up with everything we could ever want up here. This was a delightful place to broadcast a banana ball game, and that is thanks to you, Johnny Bravo. Absolute stud. Josh Chalevsky, same goes to you, my man. Incredible job on the color commentary and the statistical savantness.
Biko Scala, my Fresno friend. You call a good banana ball game, you wear an even better bananas button-down, boss.
Okay. Yes, thank you, buddy. And thank you to Eric Burns and Cowboy Kyle Lewis for joining us in the booth, as well as Jesse Cole, one of our executive producers of BTV, for getting mic'd up with us down on the field. Same go to his executive producers alongside him, Carrie and Emily Cole and Jared Orton. Thank you to Chad Reese, the coordinating producer of BTV, the straw that stirs the drink, and the true brains behind the operation here in the Big Raisin. I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. We will see you for the final leg of these 6 games in California. It will be in Sacramento. It will be Saturday night. First pitch will be 7 p.m. Pacific. Pre-game show will kick off here on YouTube at 6:30 Pacific, and we will have some big news to drop on that broadcast. Nanners, keep on rolling. A walk-off from Bill Leroy, their 6-year man, the captain and backstop. They win it 3-2, and they have now won all 5 games in California. We'll see if they can get the monstrous 6-game sweep on Saturday night. Of course, we'll see you there, and we will, as always, see